Well, greetings friends and welcome back. Today I thought we would take a trip on the Apex Interstellar Transport, but unlike the Alpha, I thought we would do it here in virtual reality. So now that we're on the deck, let's walk in towards the adder itself. We'll go up the ladder, we'll duck down a bit, we'll say hello to the commander, and we'll get on our way. Alright, lovely ship you have here, Commander. This is the Adder, isn't it? Hello there, Commander Headless. You're not headless today. Should I just get in my seat? Fair enough. Okay, here's my chair. I'll just jump in here, and away we go. Now, unfortunately, the rest of this trip will have to be done with Commander Headless being headless, for reasons that will become abundantly clear as I go on. But here we are, sitting in the passenger seat of the Adder of Apex Interstellar Transport, heading off to Elridge City, which is a fairly simple and close destination. I just thought would highlight what this might end up looking like. Now, from some of the alpha footage, I've seen that there is in fact, a display in front of you, essentially showing what the ship itself is doing. But beyond that, there's not a huge amount of interactivity that you can do whilst you're sitting in this seat. Isn't that right, Commander Headless? Anyway, Commander Headless is going to do all the work for us today anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the Interstellar Transport sort of brings to light a whole bunch of different questions, not the least of which being exactly what's going on here. How quickly and how nimbly is the commander going to turn themselves? What sort of G-forces are we expected to endure when we're passengers? Are they going to be nice and safe with us and, slow? Or is this going to be some vomit-inducing ride all the way to our destination? Anyway, we'll see how we go as we get a little bit closer to Elridge City and we'll have a bit of a conversation about it. Punch it, Chewie.
You are clear of the station. FSB out.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So what's really interesting about this really is that a lot of the heads-up display elements, as you can see the bars coming towards us there, will need to be redesigned so that they're not coming next to you as the passenger. They'll need to be either disabled or, being heading straight towards you. Or perhaps they'll keep it like this because, it is kind of a cool effect that the pilot flying effectively is the one that has the best view, which kind of makes sense. So I think some of the most pertinent things to discuss include travel time. So we are obviously flying to Elridge City in real time, and it takes quite a while. Now I understand why Frontier might want to do this because on one hand, it lets players sort of live into the Elite Dangerous world without having to be hands-on stick all the time, which kind of helps when you're traveling long distances, and it means that you could alt-tab to something else and play another game. The irony, of course, being that you're not then actually engaged with Elite Dangerous itself. I'm just looking around. Obviously, you have seen the interior of all of these ships. If you're new to my channel, you can go and have a look at all the ships and fighters that are currently in the game in glorious VR walking around room scale detail. However, it is still rare that we get the chance to sort of just sit here in the passenger seat and fly along with Commander Headless. The other factor to discuss, I suppose, is you as a passenger. Will you have anything to do at all, or are you purely in for the ride? So I would hope that at the very least you would have the side panels accessible to you, even if it's just, the mission panels or something like that, that you could plan out some stuff as you go along. Obviously on foot you can still complete, data gathering missions and stuff like that. You can't do cargo stuff, but data gathering and things like that would still be possible. So potentially you could still receive messages and, do that sort of stuff and plan ahead your missions, or plan where you're going to navigate to in the next system, or perhaps even look at the system map, plan out some stuff or other things. So I guess the point is I'm hoping that it isn't just going to be a purely static experience where you can't do anything. This also makes me sad because things like Galnet radio, which I found to be extremely good and very entertaining for at least the first 20 minutes of a flight, have basically disappeared. which is a real shame because I really enjoyed some of those aspects of Elite Dangerous, you know, the non-player interactive things, but that basically brought to light some really good feelings, I guess, of the game itself, and made you feel like it was a living, breathing world rather than, you know, just a thing that you're flying through. And if you wanted to read, then again you were disengaged from the world itself because you were busy reading rather than flying. Which is, I guess, kind of the problem here, isn't it? Because you've got a problem where you're flying in a passenger seat and you're not actually engaged with stuff, which again, I mean, Elite Dangerous looks very pretty, and especially in VR, I can imagine myself just sitting here and watching Commander Headless fly me places, but that isn't the point of the game though, is it? It's to fly around yourself. Now, the other side of things, I would probably argue that it is a great mechanic to have the taxi service if it's enacted correctly and you can actually do some stuff. And those reasons include, you know, long travel. I have been to Sagittarius A 3 times now, twice on console and once on PC, and I really enjoyed the trip, but even at the fastest click, it probably takes about a week worth of, you know, not super consistent gameplay to actually get to the bloody star, black hole, if you will. And so that is a lot of wasted time, whereas if some of that could be taken up by, you know, an AI flying you there, then I can certainly see the appeal.
Zorgon Peterson, India, November, Tango. You are approaching a federal port, Commander. Please submit a docking request.
Yes, thank you.
Access granted. You are go for approach to pad 1-8. Automated docking confirmed.
So of course I've been sort of simulating what Apex Interstellar Transportation would be like whilst sitting in the passenger seat across from my own headless commander. We can only imagine what it will actually be like once we get to do it, but my hope is certainly that we will get to be a bit more interactive than just sitting here and staring at stuff, albeit how pretty it may be. Well, thank you, Commander, for the trip. It was lovely. You were excellent, mainly because I was controlling you, so it felt quite good. Beyond that, it will really be interesting to see how this is enacted in real life once Odyssey becomes a thing. So regardless, I hope that you enjoyed this ride along with me in virtual reality, and that you'll join me again in future videos. As I say, there are full VR walkarounds of every ship in the game currently, and so if you're not bored of my voice, you can look at some of those. Well, here we are at Earlitz City. Thank you very much, Commander, for that lovely flight. Everyone else, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, Commanders.